Most people wait until they're old to start collecting dividends. But what if your portfolio was already cutting you a check every single month, starting right now? Today we're talking about 5 dividend stocks that pay out monthly, not quarterly, monthly. So your income hits more consistently, compounds faster, and actually feels like income. Let's get into it. First, a quick note before we dive in. Nothing in this video is financial advice. These are stocks worth researching, not a guaranteed path to riches. Do your own homework, know your risk tolerance, and if you're unsure, talk to a financial advisor. Okay, let's go. Number 1 is Realty Income Corporation, ticker OO. If you've spent more than 5 minutes in dividend investing circles, you've heard of this one. Realty Income is a real estate investment trust, or REIT, that owns over 13,000 commercial properties. Think drugstores, dollar stores, convenience stores, gyms. These are tenants with long-term net leases, meaning Realty Income collects rent like clockwork. They've been paying monthly dividends since 1994 and have raised that dividend over 120 times. They even call themselves the Monthly Dividend Company, which is either great marketing or just a company that really knows what it is. Either way, the track record speaks for itself. The yield currently sits in the 5 to 6% range, depending on when you're watching this, which is solid for a company with this kind of consistency. Number 2 is AGNC Investment Corp., ticker AGNC. Now this one is a different animal. AGNC is a mortgage REIT, meaning it invests in mortgage-backed securities rather than physical real estate. The yields here are high, sometimes pushing into the double digits. And that alone should make you pay attention to the risks. Mortgage REITs are more sensitive to interest rate changes than your average dividend stock. When rates move, their earnings can get squeezed. So why include it? Because, for investors who understand what they're buying into, AGNC has maintained a monthly dividend for years and can serve as a higher yield piece of a diversified income portfolio. Just don't make this your only holding and expect smooth sailing. Eyes open on this one. Number 3 is Main Street Capital, ticker MAIN. This is one of the most beloved names in the monthly dividend world, and for good reason. Main Street Capital is a business development company, or BDC, that lends to and invests in small and mid-sized private businesses, the kind that can't easily access big bank loans or public markets. They essentially act as a private lender and equity partner rolled into one. What makes Main stand out is that they also pay special dividends on top of the regular monthly ones when earnings are strong. The management team has skin in the game. They're one of the few BDCs that manage themselves internally, which keeps costs down and aligns their interests with shareholders. The yield typically lands around 6 to 7%, and the company has a reputation for being one of the more conservatively run BDCs out there. Worth a close look. Number 4 is Agree Realty, ticker ADC. Think of this as Realty Income's slightly smaller, more focused cousin. Agree Realty also owns net lease retail properties, but they've been strategic about the quality of their tenants. We're talking names like Walmart, Tractor Supply, Dollar General, and AutoZone. Companies that tend to hold up even when consumer spending softens. Agree Realty converted to monthly dividend payments in 2021 and has been growing that dividend steadily. The yield is typically in the 4 to 5% range, which is lower than some others on this list. But the quality of the portfolio and the growth trajectory make it worth including. If you want something that blends stability with a little growth potential, ADC deserves your attention. Number 5 is EPD, Enterprise Products Partners. This is a master limited partnership, or MLP, that operates pipelines, storage facilities, and processing plants for oil, natural gas, and natural gas liquids. Energy infrastructure is a different kind of business than the REITs and BDCs we've talked about. It's more about the fee-based revenue from moving and storing commodities than the price of oil itself. EPD has raised its distribution for 25 consecutive years. That's a quarter century of uninterrupted growth. The yield is often in the 6 to 7% range, sometimes higher. One thing to know, MLPs issue a K-1 tax form instead of a standard 1099, which can make tax filing a little more complex. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to factor in, especially if you're holding this in a taxable account. For income-focused investors who want energy exposure, EPD is one of the strongest names in the space. So let's recap. You've got realty income for proven, consistent monthly income from commercial real estate. AGNC for higher yield with higher rate sensitivity. Main Street Capital for exposure to private business lending with an internally managed structure. Agree Realty for a quality retail real estate portfolio that's growing its dividend. And Enterprise Products Partners for pipeline infrastructure income with a legendary dividend growth streak. 5 stocks, 5 different business models, all writing you a check every single month. Now here's the thing about monthly dividend stocks. The real power isn't just the income, it's that you can reinvest those dividends every 30 days instead of every 90. That faster compounding cycle adds up over time in a way that's genuinely meaningful, especially if you're in the earlier stages of building your portfolio. You don't need to own all 5 of these. Even 1 or 2 in the right proportion can start to shift how your portfolio feels. From something abstract you check occasionally to something that actually works for you in real time. If you found this useful and want to keep building toward real, sustainable passive income, hit that like button and subscribe to YieldPath. We put out new videos every week covering dividend investing, income strategies, and ways to make your money. Pull more weight without taking on unnecessary risk. We'll see you in the next one.